Hello, welcome to another episode of Tisci Tea with the House of Tisci, where we talk about various topics about hot button issues, ballroom houses, as well as, of course, you guys know Tisci Tea and our business. And today we have Chance Tisci, we have Aaron Tisci, the Realness crew up on today's episode. How are you guys doing today?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain. Had a good day at work. Made some money.
Where same here. I'm feeling good. Done with finals, so on to a new semester. Got off of work and now I'm just relaxing.
That's good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready to get right into this because you guys know how I do. I'm gonna go straight to it. Do you guys like or enjoy when it's an open to all realness category?
I kind of like it when it's all together. I'm not gonna lie. For the points, for the recognition, when it's like singular or like your own breakdown, it's cool. But then after a while, especially if you're seeing the same person over and over again, it's like, all right, I want something new. And then also just the experience of battling somebody in a different breakdown. So how's a schoolboy gonna go up against a executive realness or a thug going up against a pretty boy? Like I feel like that's what makes it hot when it's just no breakdowns and then just two realness boys going at it whatever breakdown they in.
That's facts. I definitely agree. Um, I don't necessarily like one or the other more, but I do appreciate open to all just for the experience of, battling other people and getting to have a little more fun with it, more points and all that.
Do you think, as far as like what ballroom favors more is when they have more of a thug appeal versus being in an executive appeal? Because can that win? Which one do you think ballroom thinks is a more real, less look or vibe or character or person? Like what do you guys think? Or do you guys think that it's all on an even playing field? It's what you guys think, how you guys view your categories?
I think honestly, it is a vain sport. I think people just go for who's the most attractive between the two and who can sell their category of the two, the most. I don't even think it's necessarily about who's thuggish. I mean, I don't see so many people come in the ballroom to act like this 1 minute and then they get on the floor and that's a whole nigga. So it's really about who can sell it the most and who looks the better, who looks the best. And that's, to each his own for the judges.
Nah, I agree with Aaron. Like it's just pretty much how you present yourself on the ball. Now what's more and more, I feel like when it calls for effects, that's where it's kind of like, okay, who's gonna win in that night depending on what your effect is looking like. Because certain breakdowns call for certain effects, and then sometimes the certain effects is calling for more than a different breakdown. So like a schoolboy and executive, they're two. Those are two of the main realness categories. I believe that's gonna bring it over 10 to make sure that they're executing properly. Versus everyday realness, I personally wouldn't see myself getting all the way up into an effect, trying to walk everyday realness when it's just supposed to be something, straightforward, real simple. But when it's calling for no effects, it's really how you carry yourself through the ball, sometimes even outside of the ball, till you walk your category. So I really feel like depending on how you carrying yourself that night, it really determines if you're gonna win or not, or even get far.
Yeah, and I don't know, like for me, like just for an example, like let's just say there's a ball coming up. I really hate when balls request and call for so much, like an effect that's just like it just doesn't, like it takes the fun out of it for me. Like it takes, like it's like why do I need to be this ice queen? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like why can't I just be like this freaking, just be fucking breathtaking and sickening with the nice ensemble? Like clearly it's not going to be half-assed, right? But like, do you guys like when balls call for specific effects? Especially, granted, yes, it probably is grand prize money involved, so I kind of get they would want to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna just say only when it's a decent amount of prize money, and I say decent amount because I don't want to say just any prize money would do, because a lot of these balls and the things they call for cost a lot of money and someone's losing out. I mean, multiple people are losing out. I mean, it's the sport, it's the game you play, but then Balls are also charging an arm and a leg to get in now, so you're paying for your effect to get in. It becomes too much, and that can, of course, take the fun out of it. But like I said, if it's worth it, the grand prize money is worth it. You want to come in your best, it makes it more challenging for certain people. It makes it not as easy or not as many people want to do it, which does, add some fun to it. So
The prize money really is a big factor, especially when it comes to the effects. Nowadays, especially in my era, when the ball has a high price to it, then you know that the effect should be to co-op, like should be even to how much the category is worth or whatever. So personally, do I care for effects or like when they ask you to come in an over effect? No, because you have the winning aspect and you can win, and you have the aspect of doing well and being proud of yourself, and then you have the mindset of, okay, so I just, you know, bought all this stuff, and then sometimes the panel plays, so then the panel plays with you. You just like, why spend all this money on this stuff when it really wasn't that serious? So I feel like it really comes, it's situational with the ball, with the person, who you are. Um, but personally, I don't really care for over effects, especially as a realness boy. Like I'll be perfectly fine bringing in like an exterminator or like a janitor or something, but we don't have to do no crazy stuff like the schoolboys or the executives. I'm perfectly fine without all that, in my opinion.
What was your
I
guys'
feel you.
favorite effect or look that you guys had brought it at a ball? Like, what was your guys' favorite thing that you guys did walking a function?
Latex. It was this year latex. I walked with my partner Justin Allure, um, legendary Justin Allure. Excuse me. We had to bring in like pimps, and I that's my big. So I pretty much him and I kind of resemble each other, or that's where we get a lot. So it was kind of like, oh, we will be like we would look dope coming as pimps, and then seeing the lineup and then having what I had on, I felt really confident, and just being in the pimp attire and just being in like these vibrant colors, I felt really confident. So that was my favorite effect this whole year.
for me, it would have to be this ball in DC, just past ball. I don't remember the name, but I won $500. And I had on like a clean white suit. I don't dress up a lot nowadays, so I mean, for me to even put on the suit was real nice and different. Different from what I usually do in ballroom. So I don't know. I like it. That was my favorite ball, favorite moment.
That is, how would you guys describe ballroom though? Because, like, people have different ways of how they would describe ballroom in one sentence. How would you guys describe ballroom in one sentence for you guys? Like, especially walking like a realness category. Like, I just want to hear your guys' perspective with it.
Okay, so coming into this ballroom, I feel like it's gay sports. So I come from a sports background, an individual sport. I ran track and field. So having that individuality, so whatever event you do, that's your event. Nobody else is gonna come in your lane unless you have people in the same event as you, in the same category as you. But when we go for the championships, then that's when we all come together. Every point matters. Everything adds up. That's as a house. That's the team. That's when we all make sure that we doing our parts in our sections, to get our qualified points to win the function, whatever we're doing. So just seeing how passionate every house is about the craft, about the moment, about the winning. That's that's the reason why I kind of fuck with ballroom, because that reminded me of something that I miss so much. Like when we chant, that just reminds me of me screaming for my teammates, telling them to keep on pushing themselves. When I'm out on the out walking realness and I hear everybody chanting Tisci, I'm just like, okay, my team is right behind me. And God forbid if anything was to happen where there's confrontation between houses, I know that my house is gonna ride with me because why, we're a family. So that's how I always seen, or that's how I've been seeing ballroom as, is just like sports, and how connected we are, and it is a family aspect among like throughout ballroom. But like when it comes to your house, it's very family oriented. But when it comes to the ball itself, is go time.
Most definitely. I like that sports analogy too. I think that is like perfect. That's how I came into it looking at it. I'm like, it's like a sport, but like it's a vain sport. It's about looks, it's about this, it's about that. I think it's kind of like, a fraternity, sorority, however you want to call it. all in one. It's a lot of brotherhood, sisterhood, family. I like that part of it.
That's good. The sorority, the fraternities and stuff like the sisterhood and brotherhood. Yeah, I get it. And I would just like
Hmm.
another perspective. And people that are watching this video, you guys comment down below how you guys would describe ballroom and why you guys feel that way. But as far as for me, I would probably just say, and I've always looked at it like this. I feel like ballroom in a nutshell to me was like we created these spaces to create our own Hollywood, our own way to be seen. So it was just like everyone has a category, everyone has a theme, everyone has a reason to be there. And it was just like you can be your own movie star. In my mind, I was, especially coming into it in 2000, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, that was just it. It was just like everyone is like their own movie superstar, and however you wanted to create your character, this is what you did. And I just thought about it like that. Like, and at the end of the year or at the end of the ball, like you get to who win the category, who won, best actress, who won it was just one of those things. Like in my mind, I'm always thought like that. Like you say it's sports, I say like Hollywood. Like, I guess it's the girl thing. I don't know. It's so weird. But anyway, that's just how I would have described it.
It's like it's crazy how like it's different perspectives amongst everyone how they view ballroom. So yours is you see it how it's like Hollywood movies, how Aaron saw it was sorority and fraternity, how I saw it was sports. So it's just like crazy how once you ask that question to a lot of people, what is their connection or what do they equivalent ballroom to? And I really find that really interesting.
That is so interesting. That is so cool how that even all unfolds it in this conversation. That was awesome. So another question I wanted to ask you and would get your perspective about this was that people that walk your category, but you know that they're not real in real life and that they're not as far as like upholding like a masculine heteronormative way of being, right? So it's just like how do you guys feel about that, them walking these realness categories? Do you think it's a thing? Is it not a thing? Is it like something that they should do, should not do, or who cares? Like, let me know what your perspective is.
It's a little bit of both. Now, if you're walking against me, I'm gonna call you out on it. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. But at the same time, who cares? Because I mean, it's a sport. If you can sell it, then you can sell it. If you, it's acting essentially. So I mean, who's the best actor? Sell it to the judges. I mean, if they can't see, the bullshit, then I mean, I guess you will. I guess it works. But I mean, like I said, it is a sport, and I am going to call you out on it if I caught you, just a second voguing, and now you trying, what the last person did, you know.
I'm gonna have to agree with Aaron on that. To be honest, like you said, I don't care personally, but it's like I know how I carry myself outside. I know how I carry myself inside a ballroom. That's all that matters to me. Now, if you outside and you don't carry yourself the same way that you carry yourself, or try to carry yourself in ballroom, and you walk around this, it's up to the judges. I'm not the one on panel because if I was the one on panel, it would have been a chop. But if you getting through, that's the reason why I'm not on panel.
I'm gonna say that's another thing. If I'm judging or if I'm on panel, I'm gonna give it to the one that's more heteronormative, more masculine presenting, just off the stream. So maybe that is a thing. Maybe it is.
Because we're talking about realness. It's not like we're talking about performance. It's not like we're talking about best dress. Because when we're talking about best dress and performance, any runway, we're basing it off talents. We're basing it off of the garments. We're basing it off of, you know, what we see is fit. But when it comes to realness, in my opinion, is just we're outside the ball. These two people walking down the street. Who's real?
In my opinion as well, I don't care how you guys, whoever, they can be the most flamboyant thing, voguing femme in the corner somewhere, but as if they're on the runway and they're giving me what I need to see on the runway, I judge what's on the runway because I feel like every ball is another person's night. It could not be just because you won 10 balls back to back to back doesn't mean you can win this next one, right? So it really all just depends personally. But yeah, I agree with what you guys just said with that. Now, as far as like realness again, what makes somebody real? What do you guys what do people look for? Like what do you look for? How do you gauge like when you're competing with somebody? Like how does that even how can you how can you prove that to people just by judging you in 10 seconds?
I think you was kind of picking up on it earlier, saying something along the lines of like being thug, presenting and whatnot. People do, I think, go for the more masculine presenting looking guy, like Chance said.
When you see two niggas walking down the street, which one is real, which one isn't, which one's the real as the real? It's pretty much Papa can't tell, Mama can't tell. That's what we say all the time. If if I bring my friend, if I bring Aaron with me to a cookout, right? They're not gonna expect Aaron to be gay. But if I bring, I'm not gonna say no names, but if I bring somebody that's a Vogue femme, that's flamboyant, they're gonna tell from probably when they get out the car. So that's pretty much what we're looking for on the runway when it comes to realness. Some people can be a little awkward looking in and out. When it comes to realness, ballroom has like this kind of mindset of where it's like attractiveness is real. I don't believe that because there's people that's real but they funny looking. There's people that's real but they mean looking. There's people that's real and really attractive, but it's not broken down like that in ballroom. Ballroom is broken down into the breakdowns, which is executive, schoolboy, pretty boy, everyday, legends and icons, so on and so forth. But if it was ugly boy realness, pretty boy realness, mean looking realness, there'd be a lot of realness boys.
Are we getting to a place now in ballroom where we're now literally subcategorying every little thing
Yes.
now, like, because back, you know what I'm saying, like now it's just like, okay, well, pretty girl realness or pretty little schoolgirl
Hmm.
realness, and the pretty little schoolboy realness that is, like with blonde hair, like, pretty little schoolboy realness, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like it's
Right.
just, do you guys like that? Do you see it going that direction?
In my opinion, for femme queen realness, have them breakdowns because at the end of the day, it's for the femme queens. It's for the female figures. In my eyes, it's like those are for realness. You give us our breakdowns. We don't got to be breaking it down. Like I had to ask somebody, what is a metrosexual and what is metrosexual sexual realness? Somebody told me, oh, that's pretty much a clean cut, sharp, to the T polished man. I'm like, so ain't that just pretty boy in a suit? It's pretty much pretty boy realness mixed with executive into one. Why are we doing this? College boy realness. This is how I feel about it, right? You have schoolboy, you have college boy. Now, when I think of mainstream, when I think of niggas that's in schoolboy, I think of niggas that's either graduating high school or in college. When I think Kiki scene, and I know this is mainstream talk, but Kiki scene, you could pass with the high school, you could pass with the middle school, cool. It should not have to be a thing where you have to differentiate schoolboy versus college schoolboy. At the end of the day, because there's, and I'm gonna call it spade a spade. There's people in their 30s walking schoolboy realness, and they're nothing but they don't look nothing like they in high school. They don't look like they in regular college. If anything, they look like they in community college. Calling a spade a spade. So we just need to stop trying to differentiate all this different shit. Like, just give us our regular realness. If you win that night, if you don't, come back harder. That's it. That's how I feel.
Um, I'm saying yes, that's what's happening. That's for sure what's happening. That's the trajectory. Um, do I agree with it? Nah, I don't think we should. I don't. I think that kind of again takes the fun out of it. It should be more challenging. You should have to meet, the requirements to a certain extent. When it's of course being fair. I mean, you don't want to leave people out, but I mean, it's been this way for years and it hasn't been a problem. So like now the newer generations are coming in, and like everything else, the older folks are expected to just cater to, and that's what's happening with all these subcategories and all these little mini things. It's like you're trying to make it more inclusive. Um, which is cool. Like I don't want to sound like negative, but like you also want to be exclusive. You want to be just as exclusive as you are inclusive.
I kind of want to go back. I don't mind being a little negative about this because there's a multiple reasons on why I don't feel the reason to be negative about it, right? Okay. So one, ballroom tries to make us like now is trying to make a spot for everyone. And it's like I'm okay. Like I'm cool. I understand GNC anything good, but when we start breaking it down for people so they can have a category, and I'm not talking about GNC categories. I'm talking about wellness categories. I'm talking about performance categories. Like, keep it simple because then that goes to my next point. We add all these different categories, and then we can't even get to the grand prize category at the end of the night because the ball finished. Back to Chanel ball, and I will put that on blast. I was in that venue for we most of us was in that venue for 8 hours or more. I didn't get to walk. Aaron didn't get to walk. We were dressed to walk. We were right on stage. Ball is over. When you have these categories, especially main grand prize categories, I feel as though that you should at least knock them out in the first half. That's my personal opinion, but I'm not. Again, I'm only 1 year into mainstream, so I don't really know the ins and outs and like how the schedule should go. But in my opinion, though, it's just you can't expect people to just keep on coming out, showing support, but they're not able to walk the category that they've been preparing for at your ball. That's why I feel as though that let's be realistic with the categories that we have, the categories that we want to have, and let's see if it's actually gonna make sense. So, in my opinion, I think that we should just dumb it down. If y'all gonna give anyone more categories, in my opinion, give it to the fem queens. Because, no shade, I as a nigga, I prefer femme queen anything over butch queen anything, except for when I want a butch queen. But other than that, I want to see them perform. I want to see them walk realness. I want to see them walk runway. If y'all got to break it down to small girl runway, tall girl runway, plus size runway, all that, do it. But unnecessary shit like metrosexual realness or college schoolboy realness, that shit, chop. Gotta go.
Chance, you are on a roll
Just a
tonight,
little bit,
baby.
cause yeah,
Okay.
I I actually like I don't be like thinking that I get so passionate about realness, but then when I get asked certain questions, I'm just like, you know what? No, fuck that.
No, no, but like I think it's a good thing. And then whoever is walks realness that's watching the video as well, maybe it should just be all realness panel, not only from the House of Tisci, but House of Tisci and whatever
Mhm.
other houses that walk that category. You guys can have your own segment in one episode, on the House of Tisci YouTube channel,
No,
right? So like so you guys can talk about these
Mhm.
issues because it is a thing, right? It's like I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like ballroom now compared to my generation, I feel like everyone now has to get a trophy or a gold sticker. Like, it's just sometimes not everyone can win. Not everyone can be seen. Like, sometimes it's just one girl makes it out of the battle, one boy makes it out of the battle. Like, like that's just what it is. And I just feel like now it's just like it gets draining, but then we don't want to be negative and make people not feel seen. But ultimately, are you preparing them for the real world? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you preparing them for not when they do get rejected in real reality in real life? Is it going to be a shocker to their system and their mental health when it's just like, no, 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 that's not how it's supposed to go down because I was so catered to and I was trying to be so like, okay, everyone's supposed to see me, see me, see me, when realistically, like, I think that you've set people up for failure in the long run when it comes down to doing stuff like that. But that's just me, in my opinion. Let me know if you guys agree down in the comments section below. Since we're talking about like different subcategories and stuff like that, and now let's move on. Since we talked about ballroom stuff, we'll probably talk about more in a little bit. But let's talk about like personal hot button issues. So now let's talk about all of these pronouns.
Pronouns.
How do y'all feel?
I respect him, he pronouns. I mean him, he, she pronouns. The they and that's where it gets a little conflicting for me. I want to respect everyone's pronouns, but it's not. Yeah, I don't really usually subscribe to it. I'm not usually around folks that I have to, if that makes sense. But I mean, I respected it. Maybe it's the lack of understanding behind it. More than anything, it's like a new pronoun every other day. Of course, and that goes back to that conversation of inclusion and just trying to include everybody and making everyone's feelings feel valid, which your feelings are valid. You are allowed to, feel how you feel on the inside, but you gotta keep in mind and be mindful of the world and how the world sees you. I don't know what you present, if that makes sense.
No, no, yeah, I hear you, and if people that are listening to us, let me know down in the comments if you guys agree with what Aaron said about it, and you're being truthful. This is how you perceive it. This is what your thought process is, and this sometimes people aren't going to agree. Doesn't mean that we hate each
Right.
other. It's just we just don't agree, or we just
Hmm.
don't know, or we just don't even acknowledge it. Like sometimes these conversations are necessary to even get more information. Maybe somebody will hit you up in the back end and say, well, you know what, I want, I just want to let you know more about the Zers, the fair
It's,
fairies. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
those are pronouns now. But you get what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah, for
these
sure.
are, but you get what I'm saying? So Chance, how do you feel about it?
Okay, so I respect he, him, she, her, they, them. Um, I'm not gonna say I don't respect, but what I will say is that I am still understanding and trying to figure out the other non-binaries, the other pronouns. So like the Zers, I never met a Zer. Um, I never met a fair fairy. I never knew that that was a thing. Now, I'm only gonna talk about this briefly because I don't want to, do too much. Right. They like when it comes to my GNC friends, my non-binary friends. I respect their pronouns, so I'll say they them. However, there might be a time where I might just give them a female pronoun or a feminine pronoun, so I will call them she her. That's what I mostly do with my non-binary friends. They don't seem to have a problem with it unless they call it out and they be like, I exclusively want to only be called they them or he him. Then that's when I'll correct myself. When it comes to the Zers and the fair fairies, I'm only talking to you in third person. Your name, I'm only saying your name because it's when you break it down, a pronoun is he, him, she, her, they, them. I'm talking about English. I'm not talking about the sense of like to identify oneself. I'm talking about in American English, these are pronouns that we put on things to describe a person, place, or thing, right? So I'm not going out there and be like, oh, Fair Fairy is walking down the street. No, I'm not doing that. It's very much what pronoun do you want to subscribe to? Okay, you're she's walking down the street. He's walking down the street. They're walking down the street. Even they, them, and that whole argument about like how straight people will be like, oh, I'm not calling them they, them, this and that. And I'm like, but it's still a pronoun. English terms, it's still a pronoun. When you describe a group of people, you say them.
Right. I will say that I'm gonna respect what you asked me to call you, but I may slip up if it's not the standard she, her, they, them, he, yeah, basic pronouns. The basic pronouns that would be on paper.
We're not educated on that. We don't have that experience of the fur fairies, and hell, they're just barely getting acclimated to trans women and men being called their pronouns of she or he. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot when you try to, like, once you crack open that door of trans people being accepted with their choice of pronouns that they want to be addressed as, but then it's just like, well, no, let all of this happen at one time. It's just like it's a lot to take in.
Minimization of the trans community because
Mm, mm.
when they're trying to fight for what they need or what they want or what to affirm them. So as simple as just respects my pronouns. Y'all are like
Mm-hmm.
trans people are still fighting for their pronouns to be respected. Once they get that little inch, that little doorway, not everybody wants to. Oh, okay. Well, if we can call them she, they, them, all those pronouns. Call me fur fairy. Call me Zer. Call me a dinosaur. No, that's not what we're
Yeah.
doing. And then that's what just circles back to the trans
Hmm.
community because now
They
it's
get the
all
blame
eyes pointed
for
on
sure.
trans people because it's like, well, y'all started it because y'all wanted to be called she. Y'all just wanted us to respect your pronouns, so now we got to respect everybody pronouns.
Nah, I mean, it's a touchy subject. Like I said, I'm open to respecting everyone's pronouns and just being as respectful as I can be.
I'm glad that you even said that too, because at the end of the day, it's not like you guys are being disrespectful. It's just you're not acclimated to that. You don't know anybody with these Zers, fair fairies, so you don't know. You don't run into these people. So it's just like when, like you guys said, and I both of you said, like when you run into that, yeah, you're gonna address them how they want to be addressed, but don't expect you to like be in full acceptance of it when you barely or don't even have an understanding of it. Like it's just it doesn't make any sense, and it's just like let's just goes to my next question about being accepting of it. It's just kind of like how were you and your upbringing with your family, with you. I don't want to know. I don't want to guess what you identify as, but what do you identify as, and how did that? How was that coming up and coming out? Like, you know what I'm saying? How was that?
Mhm. I mean, for me, for a long time, I identified as straight, of course, and then when my mom went through all my shit, my phone, just typical single mom shit. I didn't have privacy when I thought I did. She would find little stuff and little messages between me and my friends and shit like that. People I'd be on team with, shit like that. So then I would try to identify as bisexual to her at least. Or at least that's what I believed for myself. I mean, at a young age, you don't really know. Like I knew I liked both. Um, I was attracted to both, so I thought. And then yeah, so I identified as bisexual. But in my adult, mature at 26 years old, life, I would definitely identify as gay. I think I am only attracted to men. I think women stimulate me. I think I am sexually attracted to women in all genders. Um, However, like mentally and long term, I think I would be with a male.
I knew I was gay when I was young. Like the vivid memory that I have was me in second grade or first grade. I had a friend. She had an older brother that was in third grade. Again, I'm only a first grader, so sex is completely far out of my mind. It was just the fact of I'm attracted to this boy, and this boy always picks on me, and but I don't know. There's something about him that um I'm attracted to about him. But I wasn't out. I didn't really come out. I came out to friends. I want to say my sophomore year in high school, and not even all my friends, just like my little crew. Because spoiler alert, now we're all gay, so it just makes sense. Um, like it's really wild. But then I was outed by my mother, and it was more so just like her at the time her fear or just her just not knowing how to accept it. Outed by my mother. So once I got outed by my mother, it was just like at the time I was upset, but then looking back, I'm like, thank God, because I don't know if I could be Theo. Like in high school, I had a girlfriend that was just a girlfriend. Didn't kiss her, didn't touch her, no nothing. It was just like she was like a beard, if you will. But um, yeah, coming out, had to eventually tell her. Um, she was more confused on why I broke up with her versus the fact that I was gay. And I literally said, I'm gay. She said, but what did I do? And I said, nothing, I'm just gay. Um, yeah, so it was really hard for her. But yeah, once I got out of my high school, and then also I went to an all boys Catholic high school, so it was frowned upon. But once I got out of high school, it was just more so I went to my college, and it was just I'm a whole different chance. Like I'm going in with being myself. If somebody don't like it, then they can kick dirt, they can kiss my ass. I don't really care. But luckily, when I went into my college, everybody was really accepting of it, and it just made me more confident in who I am. Because when you think about it, that's like the scariest thing is coming out, or just people finding out your teeth. But then when your teeth gets out, whether you said it willingly or like it was forced out, X, Y, and Z. After like you accept it, and you just like, okay, shit, I'm out. It's like nobody can tell you shit. Like,
Like you get to a certain age and a certain point where you paying your own bills, shit, you trying to survive. Like what the fuck do I care that you know what the fuck I like? It's not what you.
I'm out here working a 9 to 5, and you just worried about if I'm gay. Like, come on now. Like, I got bills to pay.
Did both of you, any of you, struggle with the fact of you liking men?
So always knew that I was gay. But it's not something being a black man, being a black boy, and then also being in the community that I was in. It wasn't, there was no representation, and it was frowned upon. So therefore, it was just like I had to really break it down to my dad because the common thing is being gay is a choice, and I'm like, I need y'all to actually think about it. If being gay is a choice, I would just tell y'all automatically. Like I wouldn't be over here trying to pray that I wasn't gay. Like I would really be out here with girls, so I wouldn't have to worry about that. But no, here I am coming out to you, being really vulnerable with you as something that I feel as though is frowned upon. But then when I was actually accepting of myself, once I realized that I am that like I am worthy to love who I want to love, who I want to lay next to, and to be loved by the person that I want to be loved. And it's like I don't have to put up with it. Like I don't. It's not a struggle no more because I'm proud of who I am. Now, is the difference between hiding and also safety? But if somebody come up to me in the street and be like, or not in the street, but if somebody just randomly be like, "Wait, are you gay?" I'll be like, "Yeah," and they be like, "Oh, they say X, Y, and Z," and I'm just like, "You're not paying my bills. You're not housing me. So it's just you can believe whatever you want to believe in ignorant shit, but and that shit not moving nothing over here."
I won't say it was a struggle because I never really struggled. I always kind of knew, but as far as struggle being out with it for sure, but it was more so because I kind of understood, circles and reputation and doors do get closed in your face for certain things, and though it's not right, they may not say it. It may be illegal. um I understand like just moving in certain areas, which is why I'm in the realness category. I'm like it's my everyday. I literally live with this shit. I mean doing this shit. I'm a bartender, I'm a this and that. So I mean you may have your guesses, your worries, but I mean it works in my field, being a barber and stuff like that. Like a lot of my clients are in the lifestyle just because I'm in the lifestyle environment and whatnot. But like even those that are not, like the older man, the OGs or whatnot, like just to hear how they talk, if they knew, what I did and how I got down, they probably wouldn't let me cut their hair just off the strength. So like, I think it was just a matter of that and reputation for me for a long time. But then like I reached a point like where chance is, and I had conversations like that with my mom as well, very similar conversations. It's like once my mom knew, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck no more. I really don't at this point. I move very low key. Um, and I think it's just a matter of me not caring. Like he said, like if you came up and asked me, I'm not gonna give a fuck. I mean, like it is what it is. But it's a matter of safety sometimes too. You never know what the intention behind someone asking or what they're trying to do after the fact of knowing. So I mean, it may be that, but I don't struggle with it. I don't think it's something that I hide or.
Our community, because we're part of the same community, LGBTQ plus, right, community. So our paths are different, but the journey could be similar. So I agree with everything that you're saying, because it's like, how can you think this is a choice when I know the other choice for me could be so much more easier, could be so like it, like what is, like, why would I want to live a life to be scrutinized, talked about, possibly beaten or killed? Like, it makes no sense for me. Do you know how many times I literally prayed for me to be different? Like, I prayed for me to be different. I was like, please stop that.
It's so funny. We all have that same story. We always told the same thing. It's a choice. We all felt this. I mean, like I prayed, I cried my eyes out. I was a church boy. I came up in church. I was in choir. I used to go to camp every year. I didn't want that fucking shit for myself just because I was conditioned to believe all these negative things about it. You're gonna go to hell, etc., etc. So if it was a choice, come on, man. So I definitely agree with you, and it's so crazy we all have that same exact story.
It's yeah, it is. It is. It's literally the same thing, and it's just like it makes no sense to me how people think that this is the journey we wanted to take. Like it makes no sense to me. Like I rather fucking be whatever you think is normal. Like like bitch, I don't want to be the fucking person that fits that stands out like that in a negative way to society. Like it makes no sense.
And I think in turn that makes us more how we are. That makes us more resilient. That makes us give less fucks about your opinion, and it, and it turns it on the flip side of it. It makes us more secure in ourselves. Okay, you don't fuck with it, but I fuck with me. So hey,
So now the next thing I kind of want to dive into as far as like even like growing up, was it something that did you have to have like this conversation with your parents about this, or was it like what was that like?
so I was forced out. I mean, I ain't not really forced out because it's not like my mom told a lot of people. She told like some family members, but like I try to keep it low key. I try to keep it to myself. To my mom, I just try to be. First of all, I'm the oldest. I'm her first son. She had me very young. After being, dealing with her own things and abuse and whatnot. So like, she had this idea of me always being, this man that comes and save her, in a way, in a metaphorical way. So I never wanted to disappoint her with that. But upon, her just finding out shit at a certain point, it's like, yeah, yeah, that's what it is. And I had to accept it within myself, and I had to teach myself that being gay didn't mean that you're a bitch or that you're soft. That's kind of what my mom conditioned me to believe in her earlier ages, of ignorance and not knowing better. Um, she tries now. I know she tries, but yeah, I had to learn that. I still fight the same. You try me, I'm still going. Go at you the same. So it has nothing to do with that, and that alone made me feel secure and liking what I like.
How are you and your mom's relationship today?
Oh, it's excellent. It's perfect. She respects me. She knows my lifestyle. Um, yeah, it's perfect. It's great. And it's ironic that it became like we became closer more in my adult life. Now that we can cuss and talk shit and talk about sex and whatnot. It was just like in them earlier ages, a kid. First of all, what the fuck do you know about liking boys or like, you know what I mean? So I think that's more so what it was for her. But as I got older and she got to see me come into my manhood, I think for her it's just she's happy, happy for me to be alive and healthy, and breathing and whatnot. There's never no friction about that.
That's awesome. That's so good to hear. So, Chance, what about you as far as like coming out, having that conversation with your parents?
I'm gonna say I was kind of forced out. I was forced out. I came out to my mother um, when I want to say, sophomore year in high school, sophomore to junior year, I would say, into high school. And it was hard for her to understand it. Me being her only child, she couldn't just fathom the fact that her only child is gay. Um, so it weighed on her mind, and then that plus personal things that she had weighing in on her life. Um, it was just a moment where me and her was having a conversation in my house. My father was upstairs. Um, I couldn't leave the house quick enough, so she and I was talking, and along the line, she said, "I'm gonna tell your father." So I'm a big person. I don't like when things get held, like when things being held over my head. Went upstairs, ended up telling my father right then and there. Opened up a whole can of worms. That year for myself was really hard. Um, Felt like I was in gay conversion therapy with my own dad. Long story short, father and I were good on a surface level, but when it comes to my lifestyle, me as a gay person, I don't talk to him about that. My mom and I, we don't really have the best relationship, but it's not due to me, her outing me. It's just due to personal stuff. What I will say is, out of my family that was supportive the most was my siblings. Five sisters, one brother. They all love me. They all supported me. They've met my partner, my the people that I was interested in talking to. They have conversations with me and make sure that I'm good mentally. So like, they're really my backbones. They're my support system.
But thank you both for sharing that and those stories, because your stories are probably so parallel to a lot of other men's stories out there, you know. Um, Now let's go into what does love look like to you guys?
That's something that I realize is the trust. Dating somebody and you're like being in ballroom. Also coming with support too, and support is just on a broad aspect, not even just ballroom. It's just you want somebody to support you in whatever you're doing. So if you have a new job opportunity, support needs to be there. If you decide to go back to school, support should be there. If you decide that you want to be a world class gymnast at the age of 25, you started late, but my support's still gonna be there. So it's like that's one thing that I find I value in a relationship. What I value in love is the support and the trust that comes from a partner, and to reciprocate that to my partner.
For me, the one word that comes to mind and it has for a long time is transparency. I just feel like transparency. I don't need to ask you to be honest. You know what I need to know without me having to ask. Um, and I think transparency, you go a long way with that. I mean, we're both human. There's temptation. There's everything can be solved with a conversation. I think communication is under the same umbrella as transparency because again, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna communicate. And that's to me, that's what love is. It's just being able to be vulnerable enough with your partner to where you're exposed, and they expose themselves to you. You know, in ways that is not usually exposed to other people. But that's love for me. Very simple. But I do also agree with what you said, Chance, about love being trust or needing trust to survive or, be successful.
How do you feel about dating in the ballroom scene?
Nah. Not for me.
As a
Wouldn't do it,
child,
wouldn't
back
recommend.
that shit up
Yeah, nah.
because
Um
everybody's so like okay, like my partner in the ballroom, I'm in ballroom. Trust, okay, cool. I can't trust these people in ballroom. Excuse my language. I'm gonna say it again. I can't trust these niggas in ballroom because they're freaked out. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be in court. I'm gonna catch a case. There's a lot of capery in the ballroom scene. There's a lot of shadiness when it comes to love in the ballroom scene, and a lot of people expect you to just play the game of it. And it's like back to what Aaron said, we're humans, so you can't expect me to just play this game as if everybody's supposed to be react the same way. Like, no, I'm gonna be hurt, especially if I fuck with you. So I'm not. I'm not for it. Uh, and that's also speaking from certain like past situationships. I just realized that personally I can't.
I think for me, not necessarily. I mean, I'm in ballroom, so I can't say that everyone's in ballroom is, not dateable. But there's just so much that goes on. There's so much attention. There's so much traveling, sneaky shit that goes on. And again, even if you trust your partner, I may not trust the outside world and them trying to come in and infringe upon, our shit. Well, have the but also I thought about it like this. Like I would date someone that didn't do ballroom and then like came into it with me type shit.
No,
Oh, don't
But
do
listen,
that.
I
No,
only say that
no,
because
red
like
flag.
I'm in ballroom, I do it. So I mean, I've had certain relationships and been with people, and I haven't had a serious relationship, but I've been with people who it was a problem for them and me being in ballroom. And their own, preconceived notions on it. So I don't want to do the same thing to someone else and just completely close off.
Right. So what typically is your guys' type then?
I ain't
So
got no
just in
type.
case anyone might be watching or something, or they might be seeing.
Man,
Right.
bitches, it's the
I
Hey.
don't have
anything.
a
Now for real,
type.
I like
My
if you
type
look
is
good. It don't matter if you. At this point in my life, I like it all. I like it all. I am masculinity, femininity. Am I saying that word right? But yeah, I like it all. I like. Well, I will say I like to date niggas. I like to date. I like to date niggas like myself. That I can go out be bros with, and it's like that. But sexually, like, yeah, I'm fluid.
I like niggas. I ain't gonna hold you. Um, I do. I do. I'm really trying to. I'm trying to compose myself thinking about my type because it's just like I could fag out, and I'm really trying not to. I like the masculinity, but I like the masculinity that can still you play into your femininity.
I'm about to say I wanted to add on a little bit with mine. I think I'm more. I don't even think you gotta be a nigga per se, but I'm gonna try to like dominance. Like I'm a dominant person, and I like dominant on dominance. Like just can't be no weak bitch. You know what I mean? You got come with a little. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be seen as too aggressive, and I hate that shit. I don't. That's what I mean. Like, cause I'm thinking like I dated trans too. I did it. Y'all know. Listen,
How is that experience with dating trans women versus dating men?
yeah,
And even you've dated women as well. So
That's
like
all
how
you.
was that?
I've only dated
That's all
men.
you.
I've only dated
Right.
men.
Like
See, I've only dated men and women. I've never dated a trans woman. I've had sex with trans
Oh,
women,
oh,
but
I
I've never dated
oh,
a trans woman.
okay.
I'm just saying I would
Well,
be open to
let's get let's go there. Let's go there. How was the sex different? Like how was
between
what
man
was
and
the
women. I mean, we know men got the best. We got men got the best everything. I mean, we know how to please. We know how to please ourselves, so we know how to please other men. But pussy ain't bad either. I love titties. I'm a titty man. Um, I've been with some freaky girls. I like bad girls. Like I like girls that like bad men. So like girls that I don't did like threesomes with like girls and bad men, and it's been like I don't know. I'm freaked out.
I just like niggas. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Don't
I'm
be
sorry.
sorry. It's your preference. I mean, I
I
get it.
know
I
because
It's
I'm
fuck
your
really
with.
trying to open up
preference.
my mind to the fact of having sex with a woman, and I'm like, I love women. Women are beautiful. That's
You
not
never
me.
I
been
be
with a
like,
you
maybe you just
never
ain't found your
been with a
woman yet
woman.
though. Like, cause girls can be
Don't say that.
so.
Don't put that on me. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
No, I
Don't
get
need
it.
to.
I believe that you believe that
Okay.
you are secure. I don't think that you have to try it to
Yeah.
know if you like it, right?
Yeah, no you don't.
Thank you. Cause
Yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're fine.
yeah.
I thought you would have though. I don't know why.
you
It's
would
just because
think,
you
right?
because you're
But no. So
because you're
boom.
so masculine to me. You're
Here's my
such a
mindset though.
gentleman.
You get
This is
that
my mindset. I'm
the
about to break
realness is
down my
on.
mindset of me actually coming to the conclusion that I was gay. Then I just came to the realization that niggas are just bad. And women, they're bad in their rights, but I respect women to the point where it's like, I don't want to touch you though. A man though, I'll put my hand like out.
But since we are here in these
Mhm.
topics, what is a sexual turn on that you have? For instance, for me, I'll start this off. But my thing is hands. I don't know. I don't do anything with them sexually. I don't touch. I don't put them on my mouth. I don't fucking do. I don't need. I just need them to have nice freaking hands. Don't know why. It needs to be a nice pair of masculine big hands. I don't know what it is. It's a turn on. So what
You
would
know why?
what? Yeah, I do know.
Like you ain't low
I
enough.
maybe I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely got a few, but I like feet. I love pretty feet. So you said hands, and I'm definitely a feet guy. But I will put them in my mouth and all of that. Like I don't know. I love, yes, I like toes.
I'm probably missing a couple, but hands and like that connection before like I'm really into physical touch, but like the connection before the physical touch. Like anything that will send like tingle like have all my goosebumps standing. I'm really not gonna hold you.
Like bubble booties. It don't gotta even be fat, but it could be it just as long as it's bubble, nice little arch. Yes, yeah, exactly. I like a bubble. I love a bubble.
Okay, so last question. What do you guys want to see in this upcoming year, this year 2026, for the House of Tisci?
What I see for Tisci in the upcoming year is community and familyhood. Um, just showing it more. As a Tishi, Tishi gives, and I know how it feels to be a Tishi. I always say every time I leave Tishi's, I feel like I'm on a Tishi high. So just I want the rest of the scene to understand that our members here actually feel this way. Um, that's outside of the outside off the floor. But on the floor, just becoming fierce competitors. I'm a firm believer in being in a house that has the best bitches in their categories. You don't have to be a lineup of people. But just know every time we have somebody on that floor, bring your best bitch on their best day.
Yeah, we'll keep it short and sweet. I think this upcoming year, I want to see a lot of us, walking and being on the floor, walk, confidence more than anything. Um, I think what this year showed us or shown us, just in the people that have walked and have been participating and have been active, is that we can do it. We can show up. We can show up in numbers. We can show up as a a posh exclusive house with limited numbers, and we can still show up and win and do good. So I think next year, given all that we've accomplished this year, and giving the new members and just that momentum and the high that we're on now, I think we're going to do great. I think teachers are going to do great. And again, I just want to see confidence out of everybody. I mean, like if you in it and you made it to the house and you passed that board, and I mean, and you got it, you got what it takes. So I mean, less hesitation on, damn, should I walk this ball, or damn, I don't have that many people behind me. I mean, get out there and do that shit. That's my main thing. That's just what I want to respectfully to my house members. Like you said, we are representing the brand impeccable house of Ricardo Tisci, and that just means be impeccable. We can't tell people to bring their best bitch and not be on our best, shit.
Love that. Now, as far as for me in 2026, I mean, everything that you guys said as well, plus the reason why we're starting to do this House of Tisci YouTube channel, Tisci T, is because we're building bonds with each other, simultaneously letting other people in on how we are as people, how we think, how we move, how we feel. Some of us will agree, some of us will disagree, but at the end of the day, this is a family bonding experience. I've learned so much about both of you just during this conversation. And it's such a good thing that I did that, because it just made me feel like I'm closer to y'all. And it's like, okay, that's a great thing. So it's just like, this is another reason why I kind of wanted to do this as well. It's just like, have better moments. We're always going to be sickening on the floor. That's just a given. You're in this house because you're sickening, right? So it's just, now it's just like,
But
let's build that family bonding, that old school
Mhm.
OG ballroom family bonding that was there, that's still there, that is going to be preserved there. So yeah, I mean, that's just what I see in 2026, which is going to be amazing, and I cannot wait for everyone to watch all of this unfold. And especially speaking about you guys out there, if you guys want to answer any of the questions or put your input about what we talked about, let us know all of that down in the comments section below. We would love to hear what you guys have to say, even if it's constructive criticism about the episodes or any episodes. Let us know that down in the comments. All of the links are going to be down in the description box below, so make sure you guys go check them out. You guys can also find me on my YouTube channel, which is Valerie_Vision. That's also going to be down in the description, so make sure you guys check that out. And please, you guys, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and share this video on all your social media platforms. So this concludes our episode of Tisci T with the Realness Crew. crew, Aaron and Chance. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and sharing your thoughts and opinions about everything. I can't wait to do this again with you guys.
For sure. Thank you for having
For
me.
sure. Thank you for
Yes,
having
yes,
us.
yes. Bye, you guys.